Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please click like and subscribe and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And just want to thank everyone that's been subscribing recently. I really appreciate the support and look forward to more. Thank you very much. And as I always say, no matter how good it is or how much it costs, it's just whiskey, folks. And before I start today's show, just want to give a quick shout out to John's Liquors, no relation to me, in Falmouth, Massachusetts, on Cape Cod. And I've mentioned his store before. 3 generations, I believe, of a family-run business. And there's a lot of Easter eggs in there. And for you Springbank fans, on any given day, you just might find a Springbank 10 or a Springbank 12-year-old cask strength, an Ardbeg batch 2, 19-year-old. And you might even find the Longrow non-age stated gold, heavily peated. And I believe he also has some Longrow 21s. So there you go. And also, a good selection of bourbons and rums as well, including Foursquare. And you'll find some other Easter eggs in the bourbon world, like Four Roses, single barrel. So if you're in the area, highly recommend stopping by if you're looking for some hard to find Springbanks and other allocated spirits. All right, so today we're talking about the Longrow. They call it gold. It's referred to as gold, non-age stated, double distilled, made by Springbank, and this Longrow is the heavily peated version. And Springbanks normally 2.5 times distilled, and their Hazelburn are triple distilled. So this Longrow is a robust peat monster, big time. As always, non-chill filtered, no coloring added, and 46% ABV. And I don't always, but today I'm going to read just a little blurb in the back of the label because there's no fluff with their language. First distilled in 1973, Longrow is a double distilled, heavily peated single malt produced at Springbank Distillery in Campbelltown. The malt is peat dried for up to 48 hours to give the whiskey a unique Campbelltown-style smoky character. Less than 100 casks of Longrow are filled each year, making this whiskey something of a hidden gem worth seeking out. And I could not agree more. I love the neck pour on this bottle. The first dram or two. Oh my God. You are truly smelling and tasting almost like a dried brick of peat dropped into your Scotch whiskey. Years ago, I visited Ireland, and they burn peat for fuel and cooking and heating over there, and you can smell it almost everywhere you go. And it's a thick, pungent aroma that hangs in the air, and that is what this reminds me of. This is a real, if you really want to experience a pure, heavy peat explosion, this is what you want to look for right here. Once you get past that, then you get into the subtle fruit notes which are there. It's definitely young. This is a non-age stated. By law, it has to be at least 3 years old, but we have no idea how much older it is. But the peat definitely, in a good way, masks and is also married with the youthful spirit new make of this. And the fruits are there. You're gonna get the candied fruits. They're in the background, but they're there, along with dried apricots and maybe a little peach note. It's a powerful punch, slightly astringent, slightly dry, with a long, hearty finish. This Longrow's got some balls to it. And it's got some complexity to it too. It really does. I don't usually add water unless something's really off the charts cast strength, and even then, I don't usually add water. So I haven't. Let me see. I don't think I. Actually, you know what? Just for giggles, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to put a little bit of water in there, and then just quickly, while that's marrying in there, the price on this bottle here is a 2020 release. I picked it up about a year ago, I think, and as you know, prices just keep going up and up. This is my second bottle. 3 or 4 years ago I bought a bottle. I think I paid $45 for it. Maybe $45 to $50, maybe. And now in the United States, they retail in the $60 to $70 range. I've seen them as high as $75. But you don't find them in the wild that often. In my opinion, I felt more comfortable with the $45 to $50 range. But in my opinion, $60 to $70 is what, if you want it, that's what you're going to have to pay. So I definitely think it's worth to buy again, and I would definitely buy this again. And I really do think it's an underappreciated hidden gem. I do have some Longrow 13 reds, and I have a Longrow 14 which I have not opened, Longrow 18 which I have not opened, and we're going to talk about that soon in a upcoming video about Springbank and what's happening with prices in relation to the quality, I guess. Not quality, but bang for your buck, I guess is a better way of putting it. All right, so I put a little splash of water in there. I'm not expecting any big changes, but it probably will open it up a little teeny bit. We'll see. It does. The candied fruits are more pronounced. Actually, a drop of water does it justice. It does open it up, calms it down a bit, as expected, opens it up. I would say with the water, it's maybe even a little more inviting. Yeah. And I have nothing against adding water. It just, for me, it's just one extra added step. And usually when I have a dram, I just want to pour myself a dram and sit down and relax and not have to make it a science experiment. But it does and can open up a whiskey. And in this case, it definitely has. Excellent. Excellent. Highly recommend it. The price is what it is. There are no bargains anymore, really. What would I rate this? It is a non-age stated whiskey. I'm going to rate it 86 to 88. 86 to 88, I think, is a good score range for what you have here. I have no complaints with it. So please click like and subscribe. I could really use your support, and consider becoming a Patreon, which I could use that support as well, to keep purchasing high quality, review worthy spirits. And again, a quick shout out to John's Liquors. If you're looking for a Longrow 21, I know he has a couple of them, as well as a couple of Springbanks as well, and others that you would be surprised at. So thank you once again. Hats off to you all, and take care.